Hey there, everyone. So today we're going to be reviewing the toolbox function in Bluebeam. So this toolbox function is just going to make it a lot easier to perform quantity takeoffs when you're looking at these digital PDFs. It makes it a lot easier to collaborate with your architects, contractors, subcontractors, engineers, and they can be used to count objects. Let's say if I wanted to count how many ridge beams we had, or if I wanted to see a measurement for the total length of our spruce fascia that we had. I'm going to be able to do that with a toolbox. So to start this off, we're going to come up with a form of calibration. This is going to allow our document to understand exactly how far we're moving across the screen and give us an accurate measurement. So there's two ways that we can do this. The first, after we go into the calibrate tool, we can look here. It says 480 feet. That's obviously not accurate. So we can see here that when I clicked on it, it says 1 feet 0 inches. So we can just type in 1 feet. This menu, you can also see it says store scale and page or apply scale to all pages. For the purpose of this exercise, we're just going to store the scale in this page. Similarly, if you wanted to open that and there was no measurements that you could see, there's always going to be a scale right here. You can also enter this scale and you'll get the same measurements. So now to look at the spruce fascia, I want you guys to go into Tools, Measure, and then Polylength. We'll go ahead and select just a little piece on the bottom here. So now we can see we have this blue line. It's 9 feet 11 inches, but we don't know what it is. It's not very useful to us right now. But we can name it. So we can go to the Properties bar here. And we can see it just has a random name from a different estimate that I've had before. We can type in 2 by 8 spruce fascia. And so now this line has a name. We know exactly what it is. And then we can also use it to measure the rest of our spruce fascia. But before we can do that, we're going to need to go to the toolbox icon over here. We're going to select this by right-clicking. We're going to go Add to Tool Chest, My Tools. So now we can see I have a tool right here. And what I can do with this is if I had a bunch of the same measurements, right, like up here, I could add this. I could click this again. I could put this over here, drag it. This is useful when you're trying to count a number of objects, but not a measurement of how long the objects are. So in this case, we're going to right-click. We're going to select Properties Mode. And this is going to allow us to create an entirely unique measurement. So we can see here, as I'm clicking all of these corners, I'm going to be able to come up with one measurement. Just a rough estimate here for the purpose of time. But now we can see I have this here. And if I go into my properties, I can see this measurement. But in this case, we have multiple different measurements, right? We have this giant outer. We have this smaller measurement. And an easy way to catalog this would be to create a legend. So I can create a new legend here. 2 by 8 spruce fascia. We have about 179.5 feet. And now, if I perform this same task on all of the other measurements, I could do this on truss type B. I could look at how many types of the truss type and add it to my legend. It makes it easily accessible, easy to plug in when you're actually coming up with estimates. So this is a tool that I really want you guys to get familiar with. I would like it if you guys could come up with some measurements for things like maybe truss type A for your 2 by 12 rafters, and just get familiar with how you can use this for quantity takeoffs in the future. That's all. Thanks.